Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have just returned from another incredible adventure.
Meredita, welcome to Albania.
Albania, a country that surprised me in more ways than one. Nestled on the Balkan Peninsula, Albania is blessed with the Adriatic and Ionian coastlines to the west and the majestic Albanian Alps to the north. My journey began in Tirana, the capital and the largest city. Here's a pro tip: skip the overpriced local SIM cards from the airport. If you're planning a visit, an eSIM is a much cheaper and more convenient option. Albania offers an e-visa facility for most travelers. If you already hold a valid US, UK, or Schengen visa, you won't need to apply for a visa separately. The first day greeted me with sunshine, perfect for my trip to Berat, famously known as the City of 1,000 Windows and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. How to get there? Minivans, locally known as marshrutkas, leave from Tirana's bus terminal north and south. To reach the terminal from the city center, take the Coastline or look out for signs saying terminally. Fare is roughly 40 leke or 40 cents.
Hello,
Hello.
where can I get a bus for Berat?
Berat? Dia. Ja, për Berat. This. Për Berat, ajo shpjegoj pak. Për Berat. Go with it.
Though euros are widely accepted in Albania, it's best to exchange some money into the local currency lek for use in smaller towns. Exchange booths in Tirana city center offer good competitive exchange rates. After about 2 hours of traveling, I arrived in Berat. The first impression? Absolutely charming. Situated on the banks of River Awesome, Ottoman-era houses stacked along the hillside, their windows catching and reflecting light in the most picturesque way. Berat gives a sneak peek into the old-world charm of Albania. One can visit the old castle, explore ancient churches with impressive frescoes, visit family-run wineries, and indulge in the local cuisine. Life is slow and scenic. I dropped my bags at the hotel and walked up to the Berat Castle or the Citadel of Berat. The main structure was built in the 13th century and blends Byzantine-style churches and Ottoman-era mosques. It is still alive today with family-run restaurants, souvenir shops, and even guest houses for those who want the unique experience of staying inside the fortress walls. There are some ticketed tours for the castle and the museums. I decided to just take it slow and explore on my own. Here's an interesting fact. Albanians call themselves as Siptare, often interpreted as sons of eagles. They trace their roots back to the ancient Illyrians, who settled in the Balkans around 2000 BCE. The cobbled uphill walk is steep but worth it for the panoramic views of the awesome river valley. If you decide to walk uphill, wear sensible footwear, or you can even drive all the way up. Berat Castle has origins dating back to the 4th century BC. Much of the fortress is in ruins. giving it an air of mystery and timelessness. Later, I explored the Christmas market. Twinkling lights, festive spirits, delectable food stalls, and cheerful crowds. I was very impressed with Berat's festive vibes. Dinner was at a cozy family run eatery, in a traditional restaurant. I tried some stuffed eggplants, Fergie's, which is a local cottage cheese based dish, and some fresh homemade bread. Hearty, affordable, and delicious. I ended the night with some roasted chestnuts from the Christmas market. My first time trying them and absolutely lip smacking. Tastes a bit like sweet potato. Nice, love it. I spent the evening watching the city glimmer and glitter, adorned with festivities, as the humdrum of human activity gradually faded. Good morning. From Berat, I headed south to Vellore, a coastal town at the meeting point of Adriatic and Ionian seas, also significant for Albania's 1912 Declaration of Independence. From Vellore, another marshrutka took me further south to Himare. The journey took me through the Lagora National Park and across the Lagora Pass. I must say, breathtaking. Winding roads, dramatic cliffs, and endless coastal views. I was hooked to the window throughout the journey. Since it was winter, Himari was practically empty. Accommodation was tricky as many hotels were closed for the season. But luckily, I found a kind host while talking with the locals. She offered me a place thankfully. Unlike me, please book your accommodation in advance. I spent the evening enjoying a gorgeous sunset by the beach, followed by a Mediterranean dinner at a seafront restaurant. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Himare and I decided to hike towards Jale Beach, about 7 kilometers away. There are many hiking trails from the town leading to secluded beaches and quaint villages. Lot of olive trees along the way. Now we are going downhill. I'm scared about the part where I have to come up again. One thing I have noticed about traveling through Albania is the locals here are very curious. Possibly they haven't seen a lot of brown people before, so I get a lot of stares. And it's not in a racist kind of way. It's more of curious, inquisitive stares. It's very weird. It's very funny. There's even an aquarium here. It's mostly a pedestrian beach, as you can see why. There's no proper roads. Himalayas mountains and sea views are postcard perfect. The walk was very relaxing and peaceful, but unfortunately, the trail was closed and barricaded midway, so I had to turn back. Nevertheless, I had a great time enjoying the crisp, clean air and beautiful sceneries. Blackberries.
Do you know about any buses to Tirana? Okay, thank you. Do you know when I can get a bus to Tirana?
Morning 5 o'clock. Stop here.
Yeah.
Another 70. Another. I don't know. Another 2. I know 2. I don't know.
I'm trying to get a bus for Tirana, but it's very hard. Locals don't know much about bus timings, and there's no printed timetables or any set timings for buses. So I'm here sitting by the crossroads, hoping that I'll be able to flag down any passing bus. Fingers crossed.
Finally, after waiting for more than an hour, I managed to get a bus for Tirana. Adios, Himari. I wish I had more time with you. You were simply spectacular. For dinner, I tried pispili, which is cornbread with yogurt, and for dessert, trillich, which is milk-soaked sponge cake glazed with caramel syrup. A bit too rich and sweet for me. Sorry, Albania. I returned to Tirana after a long journey and called it a day. Hi, good morning. So I had booked a day tour to Zerocaster and the Blue Eye today from Get Your Guide, but seems like it was a fake listing, so nobody turned up. There's nothing I have planned really. So I'm in Tirana. I might just go out, grab a nice breakfast, and do something around the city. Let's see. I went out exploring the local markets, loaded with fresh fruits and vegetables. Really tempting. So I exchanged some pounds. Then I exchanged some money and walked over to Skanderbeg Square, the symbolic heart of Tirana. It features an equestrian statue of Skanderbeg, a military general who led Albania in the war against Ottoman expansion. The city center was all decked up for Christmas and New Year festivities. I wandered through Tirana Castle, a remnant of the Byzantine era, now hosting restaurants, cafes, and cultural exhibits. The many museums of Tirana give a vivid description of Albania's past. I visited the Bunk Art Museum near the Skanderbeg Square. Bunk Art is basically a bunker museum, originally built by communist dictator Enver Hoxha. He ruled over Albania for 50 long years. He was paranoid about the possibility of nuclear wars and was responsible for building thousands of bunkers throughout the country. This bunker was supposed to be the biggest and for hosting the elite. Ironically, he died before the bunker was complete. Walk through the bunker museum and read about what life was like during the communist regime, a depiction of the hardships and isolation faced by people. Ticket is priced at €9 plus €1 for audio guide. The visit was both haunting and eye-opening. To unwind after a long day, I decided to take the cable car to Mount Dati. To reach the cable car station, board the route number 11 bus from Skanderbeg Square, then walk uphill for approximately 5 minutes. This must be the walking trail. The cable car is the longest in the Balkans. In 15 minutes, it carried me up to 1000 meters, offering sweeping views over Tirana. Ticket is priced at approximately 14 euros for a round trip. Please note it is closed on Tuesdays. At the top, there are plenty of things to do, including hiking trails, mini golf, restaurants, and an adventure park. I enjoyed a peaceful sunset against the panoramic views of the city. Later that evening, I explored the Christmas market in Skanderbeg Square. It was a cold, chilly evening, perfect for indulging in some warm petula, fried dough with honey or jam. Albania in 5 days. So, what's the verdict? Well, it's quite raw, especially in the off season. It's definitely a budget friendly destination. English is not very commonly spoken outside of the main cities, the big cities. So, language was definitely a barrier for me. A lot of times it was a struggle to communicate with people from the smaller towns, so I had to rely a lot on Google Translate, signs, keywords. I found the country generally safe for solo traveling, for female travelers. Except for one fringe incident, I don't think I had any trouble anywhere. But needless to say, always trust your instincts and never drop your guard. People are warm and friendly, but very curious. So don't be surprised if you get a lot of curious stares. The country had been isolated for a very long period of time, so it's quite possible that a lot of people have never seen any foreigners before. So I think that's where the curiosity comes from. But slowly and gradually things are improving, and I think it's going to pick up from a tourism point of view very soon. Rental cars are very easily available, and I felt that it's easier, faster, and more convenient to explore the country if you have your own vehicle. I relied on public transport, and trust me, I was clueless most of the times. I would get dropped off at random places for my next connection, and there's no fixed timetables, and there's nothing much you can do apart from patiently waiting. So I spent a lot of time just waiting for my next bus connection. It definitely turns out to be cheaper, but you end up spending a lot of time. I began the day with a visit to the Resurrection of Christ Orthodox Cathedral, admired its intricate frescoes, and grabbed my favorite Albanian breakfast on the go, burek. At less than €1, this flaky pastry is unbeatable. I loved the one with spinach filling, but there are many options to choose from. Later, I visited the fascinating House of Leaves. One interested in espionage, surveillance technology, and the history of communist regimes will find this museum particularly worthwhile. 700 leke or €7 entrance fees. There is also a bunker just outside, albeit this one a bit dark and creepy. It was finally time to head to the airport, but before that, I spent some time relaxing in Tirana Lake Park, reflecting upon my last 5 days here. Albania is a land of contrast, mountains and coastlines, ancient ruins and modern cities, festive markets and haunting memories of the past. Life feels slower here, more grounded, and deeply connected to history and tradition. The new year dawned on the horizon, bringing with it hope and the promise of a better tomorrow. I treasured the beautiful moments in my heart and bid my farewell, with a deep sense of appreciation for the beauty and resilience of Albania. And until the next adventure, Faleminderit Albania.